Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to this Watch Me Work live stream recording. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff, and if you want to skip to one of these sections, you can check the video description below and click on the time code next to what you're looking for. But anyways, in this live stream, I opened up the surprise box from regularlabs.com. I did not change my shirt during the live stream. Or at least on camera anyways. And then I got to work on my site doing more finding and replacing using DB Replacer. Now actually from the last live stream, Peter van Westen of Regular Labs told me and showed me how to use regular expressions in my searches and really cut down on the time it takes. So you will see that. You'll also see me suggesting some features, or all of us working together on coming up with ideas for features for DB Replacer. Some of them are already in a dev release and will be coming out soon. So there's that to check out. Also, talk a little bit and take a quick look at Notepad++ that Vinny has recommended. And Vinny and I are going to be doing an interview sometime down the road to see how he uses that in his Joomla development. And the last thing is Andy and I start making plans for robbing the bank. So if you're interested in any of those things, check out the time links in the description below. If you're interested in all of them, go ahead and start watching. Well, continue watching. You're already watching. Although you will not see a bunch of other stuff that I cut out because really probably needs the context of being on live with everyone. So if you want to catch the next live stream, then by all means head on over to twitch.tv/basicjoomla. Subscribe to get notifications of that, or keep watching here on the YouTube channel where everything gets posted. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, and help support the cause, help others find this content. So without further ado, let's head to the recording of this live stream, brought to you by... In this video, we're going to open the surprise box from Regular Labs, and we're going to look at a bunch of DB Replacer stuff, including a new feature to streamline one of the steps when you're using that. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thank you for tuning into this second Twitch live stream. Streaming on Twitch because it's a format that people are more familiar with for just hanging out. So it's not going to be as tight as try to do things on the YouTube channel, although some of the things you've looked at there are probably not very tight either. Anyways, so we will hang out and do some things, like I said, the box here, and a bunch of things with Replacer. So let's get right to the exciting part first. As you know, I got this box surprise. I guess it was last week. I heard the doorbell. My wife went and I heard it was someone wanting a signature for a package, and I thought, well, I think I've gotten all my Amazon orders. So and then it turned out that it was from Regular Labs. You can see the little Peter, oh, I shouldn't use my middle finger, use the little Peter van Westen character there. And so I know sort of what's in this because about a week before or 2 weeks before, Peter had asked me what I thought average sizes were for a t-shirt order for a conference that he was getting t-shirts for. So then he asked me what size I take, so I thought, well, I might get a t-shirt, but I totally forgot about it. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. And so here we go. I'm going to take the... Oh, Vinny. Okay, great. I did not make that connection. Vinny is Gallencross. Vinny, did you have this profile before you were on Twitch? Is that a gaming profile that you're doing? And then while that, I will take, anyways, my trusted Bear Grylls. Look, he even signed it. Bear Grylls. That part right there. Not the Gerber part. It's a gift from my sister-in-law a few weeks ago. Not a few weeks ago. At Christmas, a few Christmases ago. And as you can tell, like I said yesterday, if you want to send anything to me, you just address it to Tim Davis, Canada. And it will get to me. Not true. I told my wife that joke yesterday, and she said, what if someone believes that? I think if someone believes that, they probably won't be sending me anything. I cut that off so I don't get swatted, and I cut Peter's address off so he doesn't get swatted. Thanks to Hio again for that tip the last time I showed my address on something. Anyways, Yes. If you have a family-friendly tech T-shirt that you would like me to wear online, you could contact me, and I'll give you my address for sending it. And someday when I am rich, I will have a P.O. box, and I could publish that. There's a nice personal note from Peter, which I will read later on. In the box, here we go. It's something that is blue. I wonder where this paper came from. We do a lot of paper here on the island. Okay, the box goes there. Let me close this knife before I hurt myself. Gallencross you had a curse. Oh, there was no conference. A great big lie. Oh, so you really didn't do it like a whole big order? Oh, this is not a T-shirt. Sealed with a, I like Peter's branding. And the stickers, oh, very nice. Some Regular Labs note paper. That is excellent. And that's pretty cool too, because it's also got notes and it's got graph paper squares. I'm down to the last couple pages of graph paper that I have left over from who knows when. Thank you very much. And in here, Regular Labs pencils. Excellent. Thank you very much, Peter. And some more stickers. Cool. More Peter stickers. Now, for those of you in North America, I'm not being rude. They are stickers of Peter. And I have used one that I had before and stuck it to this lovely drinking utensil. So I have a little bit of self-made Regular Labs merch here. So let's reach in here, and this is very nice. And this is, oh my goodness, this is not a T-shirt. This is a hoodie. Wow. Well, there you go. I did not know what was in here. It says Regular Labs on it. Thank you, Peter. And everywhere I go, Peter is going to be winking at people behind me, thinking that he knows something that they don't know. All right, so I'm going to try this on right now so you can see what it looks like. But I am not going to change this live. So if you will just excuse me, I'll be right back. And I am back. Alrighty, this fits great and is very snug. I was going to wear this for the rest of the stream, but we're having a heat wave here in our city, so I might not last it. But I will take a step back here and model this. It's got some nice, oh, look at that. It's got some nice pockets in the front to keep my hands warm. And there's Peter winking at everybody on the back. And this has two modes to it. This has friendly programming, streaming kind of guy mode, and it also has Unabomber mode. So depending on my mood, I can work in those two different modes. Peter, thank you very much for sending this. That is great. I will wear that with pride and wear it when the weather cools off a little bit in some more videos. All right, but like I said, I am going to get hot because it is warm here today. So I am going to change it. Hey, I do so wear pants on when I'm streaming. I would never stream without pants on just because I might forget and get up and do something. All right, I'm going to change back into my cooler shirt here. I'll be right back. Here's the bird again. Okay, and I am back. So thanks, Peter, for that. I'm going to wear that with great pride. For those of you who maybe haven't noticed, if you've been watching, if you've seen some of the new videos on the Regular Labs website, I've been narrating some training videos for Peter and doing some of the transitions. And so you might recognize my voice on there. And so we've been working together, and I've been enjoying that. Enjoying developing a nice online friendship with Peter as well. All right. So enough of the fashion show. Let's move on to the new feature in DB Replacer. Now, if you're watching the last live stream, when I was on Twitch, I was moving. I found a couple of times it would be really handy to click just to clear the search box. And Peter has gone and added that as I mentioned it. So let me post first of all. Let me open up my OneNote here. For you to see this, you need to have the development release of DB Replacer installed on your site. So there is the link to go and get that. You can scroll down to DB Replacer, and the development versions of Regular Labs extensions. You have to go and you just download them and install them like a regular Joomla extension normally that you would in the core. Don't use the Regular Labs extension manager because that is not how you get them. But if you want to see what I'm about to see, then go ahead and check that out. And speaking about what I'm about to see, let's change screens here. And here we are in the back end of the Joomla site, my cybersalt.org site, the site that we were working on, or I was working on. I'm going to go to components and down this list, Regular Labs DB Replacer. And the thing that we're looking at, we're going to see, oh, you know what? Oh my goodness, there you go. I installed it on my basic Joomla site last night. So let's just go manage, install, and we'll put that up there right now. I'm going to upload the package file, which means I need to find it. What's this going to bring up on my screen? Nothing. I need to go to delete, search for REG, and maybe REPL, replacer. There we go. I will install that there now. See, I got ready for that last night, but I put it on the wrong site. And it will be up there. Clear your browser's cache, so I use the clean cache button there. And go to components. Now we'll go to DB Replacer. And you'll see here you have clear, clear, and clear in very fine print, which is great because there's already so much happening. We don't really need a big button here. And also, I think probably DB Replacer is something that is used not by everybody, only those who are not faint of heart. And so I think that this works out just great for us more intricate types that are doing stuff like this. To just click, just know there's a clear button to click it, and don't need a big fat button that's taking over things. So now what we were looking at, let me just go into that page now. Articles, and we'll go back, and it was the search tool for, the category was God's Penman. And I had searched for the oldest versions of the articles here by ID. So I want the lowest numbers. And what I had been doing, let's just pick one here. I had been looking for a way, what I wanted to do was to replace all the different versions of the signature for this gentleman's commentaries, devotionals, musings that are on my site, and find and replace them. So for instance, here is the signature here. Now what I'd been doing was I've been viewing the code, and I had been going down and selecting this paragraph And I was looking for this exact code in all of the documents and all of the articles on my site, and to find and replace with a newer version. Now, what Peter pointed out to me was that I could, instead of searching just for different variations one at a time and finding them wherever they are, I could put in some code, which is a regular expression. We were talking about this on the live stream yesterday on the YouTube channel. And so we'll see here, there's 5 rows where that particular signature is used. But let me just go over here and get the code that Peter shared with me that would do the same thing. And I have it here on Skype. I did not think to copy this and get it ready, so I just grab it right here. Here we, July, was it July? No, I'm just looking for it here. Okay, here it is. See last message. Oh, okay, he posted it for me again. So, and also yesterday, Notepad++. I installed that, Vinny, upon your suggestion, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, or maybe another video. But here is the code that that Peter sent me. I'm just going to paste to hold it there in Notepad++, and I will copy that, and I'm going to use the handy dandy clear button, and now I'm going to paste that code in there. And search string is not found because I did not select regular expression. And now it will do its search through all. It's searching about 19,000 lines. And again, I've not moved this over to my faster server, so this is performs a bit like a dog when I'm doing stuff like this. But there we go, found in 143 rows. Way better. So Peter suggested or volunteered yesterday about doing a Zoom call or a Skype call or calling in, and then we can then he'd give us me a good introduction to using regular expressions for search, because I've done stuff like this searching in other places. I just never ever thought about doing it here in search, and so that works out really great and saves a lot of time. So I need to know what to place in here. So let me just show you. If I'm going to close this article, and I can find the signature because I use another one of Peter's extensions, Content Templater, I believe it is called. Yeah, Content Template. And so anytime I add a new article for James Snyder, I click on this button, and I have a default template set up for him called God's Penman, and then there is the code that is now used everywhere in at the end of all of his articles. So Vinny also mentioned about putting in a snippet in here, and I talked about also using a re-replacer tag or something set up in here, and I'm going to do that in another video because that would save me doing find and replace all the time. But what I am going to do is I'm going to grab this code here as an example of what I want all the signatures to be replaced with. And since we found 143, now back here in the DB replacer, I'm going to go and I'm going to replace that code. And basically in 143 rows, I want to replace with whatever has the old signature there with this new signature. So again, my server is going to crank away a little bit slowly here. And I'm all set to replace these things. One thing I will point out that Peter did mention to me, I was talking to him yesterday, this UTF-8 button here, if you ever put a regular expression in there and have that checked and still nothing is being found, it might be because of encoding in the database. So go ahead and click UTF-8 if there are no things found, if you think they are. And again, we're gonna visit regular expressions another time so that we just have a really good organized look at it. I'm going to go ahead and replace all 143 of these. And that will be that. I saved myself another couple of hours doing things that way. Just wait for this to continue to go through. And they're all replaced. Now, while we're at it, I'm going to do one more advanced thing. And Peter, I'm going to need some code from you because I forgot to check it out. I'm going to want to, in the where box, filter by a specific category ID. And I just don't know what the code is. If you can put that in the chat, that would be great, because I meant to find that. Because as I go back to the articles here, I'm just going to cancel this out now. This new one, I don't need it. And remember when I click down here, let's say the art of balancing the parsonage checkbook. You see this error, JUser load unable to load with user ID 42. There's a couple of errors, a couple of ID numbers that this error shows up on some Joomla sites, and I did a little bit of thanks for that code, Peter. I did a couple of I did a little bit of searching. One of the possibilities that this gets broken is from back in the day with what's the K? Yeah, K2. K2 did something, or there was some case with moving content from K2 to Joomla articles or back and forth or whatever, where articles ended up with an ID that did not belong to anyone else. And then I think in the last stream I said that article ID 42 was one of the default ID numbers of a Joomla admin, but I think I misspoke when I said that. I think that was actually 62. That's the user ID created by, modified by. Okay. So what I want to do is find out what James Snyder's actual ID number is, and I want to replace it everywhere in the database so we stop getting this error so that it does point to him. If I just replace created by with the number everywhere in the whole database, I will make James the author of every single article that has an ID of 42, and I don't want to do that. I only want to do it for his category. So what I need to do here is go to Content, open in a new tab, the Category Manager, and then I want to go to search for his. And so his category is 86. I see the code that you're putting there, so I'm going to try. I am going to try that, and we'll make sure we get it right. But so he's 86, and so that's the category. Let me write this down. I'm not going to use the new pad of paper. Yeah, I will use the new pad of paper. I'll use my regular lab's pad of paper, and I'm going to use my regular lab pencil. And so the Penman category is ID is 86. So then I also need to, and I need to do this on another window because so I need to do this on another window. I want to close that because I need to search and find out what his user ID is, but it will bring up everybody else's user information. I don't want to broadcast that live. So let me just do this off screen here for a second. Snyder and his username. Okay, he's one of my early ones. He is ID 74. All right, so let me close that. Close that tab there. All right, now I'm going to go back to DB Replacer here. I'm going to clear these two boxes because I've done those searches. And all right, so Peter, that's so where cat ID equals 82 and user ID equals 42. That's what I'm putting in the where. Correct. Let's do that. So we'll put that there. Database query is invalid, so maybe I have... All right, so it says database query is invalid. Try changing the search. Maybe the search... Oh, let's see. Okay, so created by... Do we get... No. So where... Oh, without the so where. Oh, okay. All right. You're just talking to me. Gotcha. Category equals 82 and user ID equals 42. So I still get the database query as invalid. Which is why we're working on this live here. So for those of you that have watched to this point, it's just hanging out on Twitch working and figuring those things out. Oh, search, put something in there for star. Okay. But what I want to search for is 42 and create it by... No. I think you put that up there. Yeah, search 42. And let me read your notes up here. So I am looking for... Alias, Nope, nope, nope. Created by, nope. Modified by, publish. Which one of these fields has the owner in it? Asset title ID. I know what I can do here. If I take that out, I can look at what comes up here. Asset, full text, created by. Created by is what I'm looking for. I'm going to search for created by. I'm going to look for everyone that's created 42 who has done that. Uh-oh. And there's 3 created by 142. Let's paste that back in. Database is in. Database query still invalid. All right. Try cat ID. Okay. With the and using a single, those are just single quotes, right? Search string is not found. Huh. Well, isn't that interesting? So what I need to do is go to one of these articles and unable to load user article unable to load user with ID 42. Romantic. Where is it picking up that 42 since it doesn't see anything? No other quote thing is. Yeah, a grav. A grav X. Yeah, I just used an apostrophe in that. Next to my one. Oh, okay. Thanks, Vinny. All right, so that. And created by, okay. Let's see where. Yeah, there's created by there. No. I am in the created by. Not the user ID. I've got created by 42. But here, when I take out that, the search in the whole, it only finds it in 3 rows. It finds it in none of his. So that's why I'm thinking that something is strange in his. Now I'm going to take just that bit that I've got on the go there and paste it up here in my Notepad++. And let's see. Does show modified by 40. No. Let me just see here. How to spend a romantic evening. Let me search all the titles for the word romantic. Title. Look for the word romantic, because then we can look and see what the how to spend a romantic evening at the parsonage. So when I look over here, see, it shows his username 74, created by 74. So finding and replacing is not going to solve the problem here. Something else is going on inside. Now when I look across, it does say modified by 42. I wonder if that's what it's trying to open up. So instead of created by, let's try modified. And if this works, if I click on modified and search for 42, and then go back and get this search here, copy, category ID equals 82. Now it says the database query is invalid, so it was working when I had the just the quotes. Well, not even a quote, just the, I don't know. Let's see. I'm sure we'll sort this out. Strings not found. In the conditions. Oh, yeah, right. Alrighty, gotcha. Hey, thanks, Andy Badwool. Modified by, there we go. modified underscore by. In the where. Yeah, there's Peter sending me a quick note. To in the where. In the where, category ID equals 82. And now I'm just going to paste exactly what got sent to me here. There we go. So I'll have to figure out what it was. Obviously, something that I am typing is not going through the proper way. But here we go. Only finds it in 3 places and in none of those articles. Oh, but that's because the category is 86. All right, there we go. 194 rows. Excellent. So this how to spend a romantic evening at the parsonage. If I close that without saving it, go back here and replace the modified bys in just for that category, and I'm replacing them. Oh, I have to replace them with his ID, which is 74. Now I'm going to replace them all. Yeah, yeah, Vinny. I did use the grav on the to the left of the one there. Peter, can you use quotes in that for Will that work as well for people that don't, people like me? Okay, let's replace all of these. And those 194. Now when we go back and open that other one, which had romantic in it. Now I click on that and it opens. We don't get that error and it's fixed. All right, so okay, Pierre, I can't use quotes. I will have to experiment on just what it is, what key it is on here that I can that I'm using. Anyways, all right, well that is fixed. So that's a good thing to figure out. Not only you get that error not only if it's by the created by profile, but also the modified by. So that's good. I wonder if it would happen with checked out. Something just to keep an eye on. All right, so why don't I put 74 in there so that we have a true case come up. Yeah, in the last example, actually I wasn't using normal quotes. I actually, what I tried was, because I saw there was only one, I was actually doing one of these. It's a comma, but that is not it. So if I backspace that out and break that, and then I use the grav, which is to the left of the 1. Oh, it worked that time. Well, who knows? Who knows what I did the last time? Yeah. Grav, quotes, or no quotes at all. Yeah, we tried no quotes. Let me just copy that. And I'm going to put that up here in Notepad++. And so here we go. So I'll take those out. Category ID equals. Oh, and now that's working too. So I was missing something. So yeah, no. So the grav or no quotes at all. Excellent. No, I know there's no matches now, so that's why modified by, yeah, I would have to switch that to 74. I was just trying to get the search thing to work down here. So it is there in 194. Anyway, so that is now working in that case. So then the next thing that I can do, and this is something that I really like about DB Replacer as well, is because sometimes, like the other day, someone was looking for a joke on my site. And I couldn't find it, but I knew the word was somewhere. So I actually went into DB Replacer. I couldn't find it on Google, searching for my domain. So I went into DB Replacer and I searched in the intro text. And then it, I found the word. And then I was able here to read the title. And then I could go and look at the article. But we can now, I can now look for where modified, all categories, I'll take that out, equals 42. And I will delete these. Hey, well, I'm going to use the clear buttons that are now there. And I can see that there are, oh, look at that. There are a ton. There's, I think I've got this set to show 1,000. So these are all articles that are modified by category, by user 42. So they would all have the same error. And what I see here is that here, this one's created by my friend Jeff Larson. He's, well, those 62. Marcia Laycock, she's 62. Oh, those are aliases. So these look like things that I've created and I've put aliases on. Anyways, I can now go through and search using that code. Up at the top here. Something has gone goofy there. I'm just going to something's gone goofy on my computer because I got so much happening here. I can search by different categories, modified by 42, and then I can just go and switch them to the proper person. And in fact, since the fact is that it's modified by, it doesn't really matter if I have the exact same person. I can fix all of these because modified, it doesn't matter. The next, I guess that would show up somewhere by who had modified it. So it all depends on how rigid you are about the accuracy of that information showing who's modified in that. So yes, could set them all to 62. The other thing is, Peter, is there a way that I could set them to whatever the created by ID is? To just strip through the whole thing. So anywhere that modified by equals 42, replace it with created by. No? Okay. I can accept no as an answer. Oh, not with DB replacer. Yeah, so probably have to do some kind of string. So, okay, I get you on that. I think, so I will switch that to 62, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a much tighter specific tutorial for this, for the YouTube channel. Peter and I were talking on, chatting on Skype, and he suggested maybe having a short version of the tutorials of the stuff that we're talking about here and a long version. I had actually thought that I've actually been thinking that what I would do is after I work on these things and learn these things and pick up tips like I got from Peter with the search, what to put in the search field, I come back with just a much tighter tutorial on that. And so I think I'll do that for fixing this error, and then people will be able to watch that, and then I can always link to this really long hangout that we've got here. Yeah, do that directly in Database Manager, ACYmailing. Yeah. And of course, I didn't mention this, but for anybody that's watching, remember that you should back up your Joomla site before you start playing around here in DB Replacer, because if you make a mistake, you can really mess up your database really well in a way that's very hard to recover. For instance, if you wanted to replace all the places that the word the occurs with the and a capital T, and you just put in here THE, and then down here in the replace, sorry, I misclicked there, capital THE, and we didn't have this search thing here. If you were to run that search late at night or not understanding what was happening here, you would actually get the the, their, them. You would replace that everywhere, and eventually you could break things. So yes, and Andy, thank you very much for your help. You're right to remind me, Vinny, about the grav or the quotes or that. Andy, are you? I don't recognize your name, but I don't know if you've. Are you a subscriber on the YouTube channel or just here on Twitch? But I'm trying to. If I know you from somewhere else, I apologize for not acknowledging that. But yes, thanks for help, and thanks everybody just for like, for instance, yesterday in the live stream. Before I get to that, let me just check here. ID40, remove the rest. Oh, I'm going to do one more example of how to replace, and this is going to be a big one. How to do a quick find and replace in the intro text, or in. Oh, that is the Andy. Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not know. Oh, that Andy. Yes, okay. Yes. Hello, Andy. I just followed you on Twitter. That's all making sense too. You have a hoodie as well. I saw that on Twitter. Actually, I only thought it was a T-shirt when I saw it on Twitter, so this still was a surprise. Yes, Andy, Andy, you're helping. You're working with Peter as well. All right. So, for instance, intro text and full text. A while ago, I used to call my business CyberSalt Communications, and I just actually it was CyberSalt Consulting and Communications. I've changed it, so I decided I would just be like Share or Bono or anyone else that has one name, and just go with CyberSalt. So I want to find anywhere that is CyberSalt Communications, and I don't have this in a URL or anything, and so there you go, found in 24 places. And I just simply want it to be CyberSalt. So this is another great example of how powerful DB Replacer is, just to tidy up things, especially if you rebrand or change the name of your site or something like that. And I am just going to replace in those 24 places without having to find them in 19,000 pages. Replace all of that. And yes, I know what I'm doing. Well, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm confident that this is okay. And Andy, now that you and I both have hoodies, we could rob a bank. We could like become a crew. Anyways, I've updated that too. There's also another place in ACYmailing mail, and I think it would be, is it body that's going to have that? Yeah, we could. Hoodie Pals, yeah. We could blame it on Peter. We could be the no number gang. And see, in that way, they would never trace it back to Peter because he's rebranded. All right, we're searching the body of the mail here. Everywhere that CyberSalt Communications is. And 984 rows. Now let me just double check here. The nice thing, I go Pearly Gates Newsletters, administers Pastor Tim, and CyberSalt. Exactly, that is what I want to replace. So this is an example of how you don't just find and replace things in articles tables. You can do them in the tables for other extensions. Andy, I doubt they're going to read this message because like I have 3 people that are following me on Twitch, and right now, oh, there's 6 viewers. Welcome everybody. I'm one of them, but yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure that if they get us, it's not going to be from this Twitch stream. Anyway, so now I can, in 984 rows, replace my old company name with this. Excellent. All right, so let me just do that. Replace. And do that. Now, I do actually have another thing that I would like to replace in all of those newsletters. So why don't I just do that? And this will be practice for me to do a code that in regular expressions. If I go components, ACYmailing Newsletters. Oh, and your daughter is watching. Okay, well, Peter, you're not involved in this. This is just something. We'll take the fall for you. Peter, has your daughter come up with any more super duper ideas for your extensions, like when she was using trash? Came up with ideas for better trash. And also, I've still been keeping an eye out for YouTube cameras, because I know she's saving up for a camera to work on her own YouTube channel. All right, so at the bottom of all of my emails, I have, oh, I've already changed it there. Maybe I already did this. I'll check one more very old one and see if I've already replaced this. Oh, here we go, right here. Pastor Tim pastors at Westside Bible Church, Victoria, BC. So I have this in all of my newsletters, and it's because but I'm no longer pastor at this church. I'm doing the web stuff full time now, and we're working with refugees. My wife and I are. But so I want to go to code, and I want to replace that in all of my newsletters. So here is paragraph. And this is what I want to remove. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to paste that in my Notepad++, which I have going on another screen here. And basically, I want to search for, using our old string here, I'm going to use this as a model. and see if I can figure it out myself here. All right, so I'm looking for anything that has a paragraph, but this does not open with the paragraph. This opens with a style equals text align left, which might not be the case in all of them. So I'm probably going to take that off. So I'm looking for anything that starts with paragraph. And I'm going to be searching. Oh, sorry, I'm in the totally wrong place up there. Wrong. I'm here. Searching in there. So anything that begins with that P, and I can probably just use the rest. Right? Paragraph. And I guess it has Pastor Tim Pastors is what I'm looking for. Maybe I could put that in there. Pastor Tim Pastors. And at the end of that code is a /P. Nothing is showing up yet. Yes, I know. That is Canadian. I don't know if you get the Canadian version of Amazing Race. It's on CTV right now. I don't know if you can watch it down where you are, Vinny. But they had a little snippet in there that they had a little 1-minute video. They entitled it "A Canadian Showdown." And it was two teams on the Canadian race, and they were arguing about who was going to write down their name first on the arrival board. So, all right, over here in Skype, I have this text from Peter. He's giving me the quick way out. All right, I will paste that in. There's got to be something at the end there, though, too, right? Was probably there we go. That goes here. No, search string. What am I missing? Okay, well, go on the webpage, Vinny, and you'll see that. A Canadian Showdown. People arguing about going first. All right, thank you. Thanks, Andy. Regular expression. No, not yet. In the body, in the mail, looking for anything that starts with the P. That's what I've got there. Star, Tim Pastors. Remove the last P. Okay. My question about removing the last P is this, because I don't want that. I don't want that last P to be left in there. I was doing the big search there. We'll see. But I just thought that because I want to remove this whole line, not just that Pastor Tim Pastors at, but I want to remove the whole line like I did with the signature for okay, yeah. Pastor Tim question Pastor Tim Pastors. All right, dot star, as Peter's sending it to me on Skype here with the question mark, and then /P. I'm not typing fast enough here. Wait till this finishes. /P, and it'll do the search one more time. And I'm of course going to take out Cybersalt because I don't want that there. And this is where it started to slow down the other night. The more searches I do, something gets boggy down. I gotta sort out my server deal here. Oh, no, it's still searching. We'll finish this one up and then move on to something else if I've got there. You talked about that, finding that joke by searching for a word in DB Replacer. That worked. Showed the refresh button. Oh, no, there is no refresh button. Peter said that to refresh a search, just hit space and then hit backspace. My only thought about the refresh button was that when it starts to get slow like this, when I'm doing the searches, I don't want to have to wait every time I type a character, which is not, on a faster, if I had this on my fastest server and my computer was a little bit faster, probably that would not be an issue. And of course, it's not an issue on databases that are not as big as mine. So I got a bunch of things conspiring together. I don't know, maybe is it possible, Peter, to have a setting where you can choose either to search as soon as you type or to search as soon as you hit a button in cases like this, or for people like me, if that's a thing? Anyways, I just say it as an idea. All right, 548 rows. It has found that text, and it will just peel that right out, which is exactly what I want. All right. In fact, this is something else that I do. This is something else that I do here. Notice down towards the bottom when I look, notice I have a div align center, ampersand MBSP, colon, which is a space, and div. And I don't need those there either. And since we're only looking in my newsletter, and this is really just, why would you have a space just centered unless there's using a space as a divider there, which I don't want to. I'm going to right click and copy that just while I see it. Then I'm going to go up and I'm going to replace all of those lines. In which case I'm replacing them with nothing. I'm removing them. And then, hey, Andy, I like that you like that idea. I was thinking maybe I'd just leave you in the car when we rob the bank and you could drive get away, but I want you right by my side when we pull this job off. I think that'll be it's good. You're growing on me, man. All right, so now I'm going to search string. It's not a regular expression. I want to find that code everywhere. I'm clicking. Of course, my computer's doing a lot of stuff here too, right? And it was not built to be like this. Look at that, 462 rows. I have that space. And I know I probably wouldn't do this in my articles because I have some very old articles where I actually have used space to bump things down. But I know in this newsletter I don't need that. So I just for the sake of tidying it up, I'm going to remove it. So, all right. This will be the last search that I do because no one wants to sit here and watch my computer grind away slowly at things. See, I'm even waiting for my mouse to come back. It's got to be the live streaming as well. Am I sure? Yes, I am. I'm totally sure. All right. Well, there's a good example for everybody who's watching this or watching this on the recording of some of the different things that you can do with DB Replacer. And we'll probably be back in here doing other things as well as I work and just catch up on my site. Hey, look at that. It found it in 12 more rows. So I must have filled up the max there. I didn't think that I had, but all right. Let's refresh and replace again. Yeah, because this is a fun go-to for me, especially managing sites just to tidy things up, or other examples if you've misspelled someone's name or a company like a company name changes, all kinds of stuff like that. That's a thing. It's really nice to be able to fix all that. All right, other than fixing ID 42, which I'm going to do in a tutorial at some point, I think I will stop with the DB Replacer stuff there. Let's talk about quickly about Notepad++ that Vinny pointed out. In the last stream, I was saying that I was pasting things in Notepad, but I actually was pasting in WordPad, and as he pointed out, as he pointed out, WordPad has RTF in it. Just see your Peter, you could make the replace button get replaced with a search button as soon as the search replace changes. Yeah, that sounds cool. Is there even... Oh, you mean my suggestion of replace button? Yeah, totally. So put the search in, put in your replace. Let's see, you could make the replace button get replaced with a search button as soon as the search replace changes. Yeah, so how would that work? You would, I would put the search in, and then I would click search. And what about a search again button? Because I'm thinking if you type something in and you don't see what you want, then you could go with, like I would type something in there, no, that's not it. So then I would type a few more things, then I would click search. And then, of course, maybe you want to put replace underneath. So you'd have a button for searching, and then down at the bottom you would click on replace. Where do I usually click replace? Oh, that's, you get replace when you put something in, right? Or have I just gone totally crazy and forgotten how this thing works? Search, regular expression. Oh, because there's nothing found. Search for Tim. Search for time. That's why. Yeah, and then when there's something it found, then you get the replace button. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of it. You come up with great stuff. And often you improve on my suggestions. Or Peter, ask your daughter. She's the pro. She is the princess of regular labs. Run it past her. Okay, now I was talking about Notepad++, and Vinny had mentioned that I kept talking about, here I'm going to paste this in Notepad, but it was actually WordPad, and you can RTF in there. So I went and searched for Notepad++, which I found here, and I've got the URL. And the really cool thing is once I installed that was, let me just check to see what screen I have up here too. Yeah, let's try one thing here. Somewhere in here, I was trying to bring up the chat for Twitch so it can be part of the recording, but I can't right now. Anyway, so Notepad++, when I installed it, I was pretty impressed to see it's got a ton of stuff up here. Macros especially. Macros are, I haven't even played around with it, but years ago I had a macro program that I would create and it would do tasks and take care of things for me. So that was, that's neat to see. But so yeah, so here it is, Notepad++. This is where I've been pasting things that we've been doing today. And it doesn't add any formatting, and it works really great, just like Notepad, but it's got all these other options. So, Vinny, thanks for pointing that out. And thanks, I thought I would do just a very simple tutorial on this as well for the Joomla, for the YouTube channel, because this is going to be kind of sloppy for people to try to pick up. And even if I edit this and make it on its own, I can just do a quick thing and show people and that it's a pretty cool tool. It has spell check too. Nice. Yeah, I barely looked at it. I installed it last night so that I had it here. That's probably under tool, right? No. Oh, MD5. Okay, settings, language, encoding, view, search, edit. Must be a button somewhere. It says spell check. Let's see. Document map. Replace. Nice find. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I'm definitely going to be using this. I'm going to be using this instead of WordPad as well. I was just using it as somewhere to paste things. And so that's really great to see. Function. if you do coding like CSS or PHP, for example, it can change the colors. Go to language and under H, select HTML. Language. Under H. Oh my goodness, look at all this stuff here. Wow. HTML. Oh, nice. I like that. And what's this minus sign do? Oh, cool. Oh man, it even groups things. Or is it grouping something? That is nice. That's great for when you grab some code somewhere and just paste it and try to see what's going on. And line numbers, not. Oh, that's really cool. Within tags. That is cool. All right, well, Vinny, maybe I should get you to find your 5 favorite things, how you use this when you're working on Joomla, and then we'll, once I sort out the Zoom meeting thing, I'm going to do the Google Maps one first with Mary, because we've been working on that for a couple of weeks, and then this one on regular expressions with Peter. Maybe I'll get you to do that if you're up for that. Then get some good examples of that. That's cool. Yeah, that's a great tool. I am totally going to, look at that. I got, what's this done here? There's a WordPad right there. I am removing that from my taskbar. Gonzo. And then somewhere on here, probably just up here, Notepad++, I will pin it to the taskbar. Where did it go? There it is. And I will put it over here. Earning a coveted spot on my taskbar. Great. Well, that was really good too. All right. So, yeah, let's plan on doing that, Vinny. Write that down. All right. I think that's pretty much everything that I was going to talk about today. Opened up the secret box, which was excellent, with the surprise box, and some ideas there. Okay, what's this? Vinny, use WinSCP for your FTP program and can open your files directly into Note. Oh, okay. Oh, using that as the default editor. Yeah, that's nice. I use I use MOBA Xterm Personal Edition for when I'm doing stuff right on my server, and it is it will open up the default editor. So I'll have to look into setting it to that. I have lost the chat window here, so that's cool. And Regular Labs, Peter, you say you can also do regular expression search, replace stuff in Notepad. Oh. Hey, Peter, what do you think about these emoticons? Because when I'm on Skype with Peter and we're chatting, his emoticons are all crazy. He knows all the shortcuts really fast, but now he's just a robot staring with blackened eyes at me. Yeah, they're ugly. I agree with you. In fact, I have to change the avatar on this Twitch thing anyways, so. Regular Labs, you can do regular search and replace stuff in Notepad or FileZilla. Check your plugins, see if you have the spell check installed. Oh, okay. Tools, check your plugins. Oh, plugins. Yeah, there it is. Spell check. Document automatically. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's there. Plugin spell check. Find next misspelling. Okay. I got it on automatic, which you probably don't necessarily want for working on that. Yes, but you know, so just to try to pick up on stuff on live streams, especially on Twitch. I've been watching some gamers. I watch some gamers on YouTube Gaming as well. And hi-oh, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us here. Yeah, we've been doing some crazy stuff here, and so make sure you watch the replay of this. It's there's some cool stuff. Anyway, so I was watching some guys playing, and there's actually one fellow that's sitting there playing the game, and he has Okay, so this is a USB charger here, but let's say he's working the controller. He's got the controller. He's playing the game, and then someone makes a donation. No, he turns to the left of someone and says, "More donations, please." And so someone says, "Tim Davis from Victoria donates $25." And so the guy's playing. He says, "Yes, thanks for the donation, Tim Davis." And then he starts clapping like this, and it's like. And I'm not mocking any of it. It's just like, wow, it's an entirely different subculture, and there are people that are sitting on benches behind just watching him play, and they're clapping as he does things because he gets past someone. He says, "Oh, this time, sometimes this person kills me." He goes by and they clap. So it's like, wow, that's cool because I'm an old guy. So my whole experience is television, and television should be done in one take or presented polished, and you don't just sit around and say, well, what do I type here? And so I've been watching just to sort of acclimatize myself to things. Okay, so all right, so Notepad++ also remembers the tabs you have open, so if your computer crashes, you won't lose anything. Yes, Hio, that's Twitch, and which is cool. I'm just trying to come up with some kind of Joomla hybrid for hanging out and doing stuff like this. So, Hio, I will show you this though. The big contents of the secret box, or the surprise box: Regular Labs pencils and couple notepads and a really cool hoodie. So you'll see that when you watch the rerun. And Andy, who works with Peter as well on things, he has a hoodie, and we've decided we're going to rob a bank together. So there you go. You send hoodies, not bits. Yes, I know, bits. That's a whole other thing as well here on Twitch. Speaking of, I'm up to like 982 on the YouTube channel. I was at 983 last night, but then it dropped down again. So struggling to get there to 1,000, and I'm halfway to, I'm just under 2,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. I need 4,000 in order to put ads back on the site. Not that there's so much that comes back from there. A bank somewhere between Canada and Italy. Yeah, I would guess that's probably the Netherlands. Yeah, that will work out really great. We can work in a visit beforehand. We'll turn the GPS tracking off on our phones, so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Andy. All right, well, has anybody else got some stuff to look at or talk about or do while we're all here? That's my list of stuff. That's going to keep me busy for a while. So Vinny, come up with a short list for Notepad++ for how you use it when you're working on Joomla. And we will do that. That's 3 things lined up. Oh my goodness. Content galore. Easy to come up. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we'll do a series of things. I'm all cool with that. We start a playlist on the YouTube channel, Notepad++ and Joomla. Could be handy. All right. Well, other than planning our bank robbery, I don't see anything else that's being suggested. And we're at about an hour and 20 minutes now, so perhaps if we go any longer, it's just going to get silly. So let me find my controls here. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for giving me practice hanging out live here. Thanks for challenging me and helping out too, along with some of the little bits of code and things that weren't working. And if you have more ideas, I have ideas. I come up with ideas because the nice thing about this is I'm working on my own site, which I hardly ever take time to do. So then we can Probably next thing that I will talk about, if we don't end up doing some of these interviews or Zoom calls, is replacing replacing the signatures, for instance, in James Snyder's articles with a re-replacer code or item, so that now I don't have to do find and replace using DB replacer every time I want to change the footer. It can be just done on the fly. Interestingly, I cannot do that with the ACYmailing newsletter, because when the newsletter is sent out, it doesn't parse that little re-replacer code. And so I actually have a couple of things which I could show in re-replacer, which I will show, where before I send out a newsletter, I have to take out the little code because something's not in there, but I'll explain that. Oh, your daughter wants to help with the robbery. She could drive. That's great, because I promoted Andy from driving up to in the bank with me, so she can drive. How are her driving skills? As long as she brings the hoodie. Yes, exactly. Oh, she's small enough to fit through air ducts. Okay, well, maybe I should drive then. Although if we're gonna do it in the Netherlands, you guys are left side drivers, right? Right hand controls. I should probably she drives like a headless chicken. Okay, well, maybe we'll get her to provide some distraction. Maybe it'd be good to have her in the bank just in case it goes bad. We could take her as hostage, and then we could buy us some time to negotiate something without actually threatening someone else. But all right, well, we will continue our bank robbery plans later on. In the meantime, I should probably sign that stuff, because ain't nobody gonna watch this far on the recording. But if you are watching this far on the recording, thanks for your support of this channel. Thanks for tuning in live on Twitch today, or watching the replay if you're watching it here on Twitch, or you're going to watch it on the YouTube channel. But it's been fun, and thanks for everything, everybody, and we'll catch you again next time something's happening. So, as always, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.